Good evening, great evening, abundant evening, healthy evening, peaceful evening, harmonious evening, joyous evening, peaceful evening. Um, I know it's been a while since I've been on a live on my page, on my channel. Um, and my plan was to do this video actually during the day, excuse me, and looking a little more presentable, but you know what? Excuse me. I'm at home and I felt inclined to do this right now. Um, I attended investfest August 22nd to 24th in Atlanta. It was my first time in attendance. And for a split second, I was not going to go. I had just gotten back from a 2-week trip to Ghana for my sister's wedding. My spiritual sister, my sacred sister. Um, and after getting back to New York, I from Ghana, I stayed 2 days and then came back to the Midwest and drove 15 hours to Atlanta. So anyway, because my mindset has changed around money and manifesting and just believing and having faith, when you have the desire and will and faith and knowing, your whole mindset is different. So I no longer have a fear or worry or mindset of lack. So I went ahead because I had the resources and I knew that. And what I say to myself, one of my affirmations, when money leaves me, more money, as soon as money leaves me, more money is on the way. And the more you say this or whatever affirmation you come up with around your feelings of money, your emotion or feeling in reference to money, you will speak it into existence. It will become a regular part of your psyche and your belief that you will always have. You will never lack. You will not struggle. You will not live paycheck to paycheck. You will always be financially stable. You will always have financial freedom, right? And whatever other affirmations you have that any doubts you have, any fears you have, any worries you have, speak positivity, write positivity, write in your journal, and just know that you will always have, you will always receive, and anything you want to do will happen. Anything that's for you is for you. Anyway, so I made it on the 21st, which was the day of early registration. And as soon as I hit Atlanta, there was some traffic that I didn't even think about and anticipate in that area where they were having the conference, the convention, the festival, the Invest Festival. So I made it like 30 minutes or so before 6 o'clock, which was when the early registration was ending. So there was hardly anybody there. I didn't even have to really wait online. I think there was one person ahead of me, which was amazing, which was great. That's what I was hoping for. Well, I wanted to see a few more people there when I arrived, but it was okay. So anyway, I got there the day early, and just from that arrival, the next day, the first day of InvestFest, I met an artist by the name of Amara Sanchez, and she's from Buffalo, New York. And she hand painted this amazing, this beautiful piece of art for Ian Dunlap, who is a part of Earn Your Leisure. He's on Market Mondays, um, and with Rashad and Troy. So anybody who is familiar with Earn Your Leisure and what they speak on their blackout podcast and Market Mondays, and all the other shows that they do on their channel. She did a painting for Ian. Beautiful painting. It's on my Instagram. If any of you follow me or you would like to follow me on Instagram, it's Mary, Mary underscore flow, FLOW 007. Mary underscore flow 007. Okay, so I have posts up from my experiences at InvestFest, and I just want to say that it was what I needed. It was what I expected and more. I did not know what to expect, but the hype was everything. It lived up to every bit of the hype. Okay. And, but I knew I bought my ticket like in June, I think. So I really did not, I could have purchased an airline ticket, but it was much more reasonable for me to drive. So that's what I decided to do. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to attend next year, because there are other trips that I would like to take. I feel that I may not, because I went this year and I got so much from it. And I know every year is I'm sure different and just as phenomenal. This year was their 5th anniversary. So that in itself was, divine for me. Like every part of the experience was divine. Meeting Amara. So let me finish with that. So Friday morning, I got there early because I wasn't sure how the parking was going to be. I had prepaid for parking at a lot that's across the street from the Georgia World Congress Center, which is also next to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium or Arena. So anyway, I got there early. And it was about 8 something, and the doors were opening, or everything was starting at 9 or 10. So anyway, I went in the vendor market and was able to get in there. They, the people at the door actually thought I was a vendor. I wasn't even actually supposed to be in there. They were still setting up, and I was walking around taking some video, and it was just amazing to see. They weren't all set up yet. So it was just amazing to see the massive space of where all the vendors were going to be. There were over 400 Black-owned companies, Black-owned businesses that were there. So that in itself also was very inspiring, right? I love to see it. I love to support Black businesses. I was on a budget. I was budgeting myself because I just didn't want to spend too much. So I was very selective in what I spent, but everything that I purchased, I'm using, right? And so I just want to say, meeting Amara was divine in itself. I was taking a selfie in front of the Earn Your Leisure setup because they were having a book signing on that day, later that day. And I had just bought the book, really, You Deserve to Be Rich, written by Rashad, Bilal, and Troy. I forget Troy's last name right now, but You Deserve to Be Rich. That is the book that they wrote together. And I am just on the, the opening pages. So I just started reading it. And, I brought the book because I figured they would have a book signing. So, InvestFest, they have an app. You can see the schedule, what's going to be on the schedule, who's going to be there, who's speaking. You can figure out, what particular rooms you want to be in, what you want to hear, what you feel you need. So I love that. I love that setup. There were so many people there, over 25,000 people this year. And last year they said it was 20,000. So I'm very happy for them. There are a few founders of InvestFest. There's also a realtor by the name of Matthew Garland, who I sat in on a couple of his Zooms. So once you register for InvestFest, I guess your email is provided to certain people who want to, have a Zoom or have some type of, master class or something like that. So there were a couple of free Zoom meetings regarding real estate and the just all information that you can think of for a real estate investment. And then, of course, Matthew was also promoting his program, which I have not invested in yet, but I do plan to, because I feel like that is something that a program that I definitely need to invest in as someone who wants to be a multi-property owner. So at InvestFest, they have, they have workshops on real estate. They have people speaking on real estate. Excuse me, the secrets of wealth building. So Friday, I was only able to attend 2 of the workshops. And that was money building. And then there was another one that was about the real estate, the wealth building, the benefits of wealth building, or secrets of wealth building, secrets of the wealthy. So one of them had 2 gentlemen who have a program in New York, I believe. And you could join their platform for free. So they had some information that was great. I took notes in my phone, and I'm going to look at them later. But so Friday, I attended 2 workshops, and then I ran into a friend of mine from New York, Tatiana Ilya, who has her own brand, Jewelry by Ilya. And I'm wearing a couple of her stones here, a couple of her crystal bead bracelets. She gave me this one for my birthday that says love. So that was my birthday present from her. And then I bought this one, the chakra bracelet. So you see that, the stones with the amber, the citrine. I don't know all the names of the crystals. I do have to get a crystal book and study that. But I am into crystals. I did sage them and smoked and smudged them with Palo Santo and sage. That just clears the energy from wherever they came. And, any negative energy that may be around, hovering around. And some of these beads I also got from a vendor. Right now I can't point out, but I got about 2 beads from a vendor that was at the InvestFest. And then there's another gentleman who had some amazing crystals. And this is the one with the cowrie shell that I bought from him. And then I bought another one from him. Another crystal bead bracelet, and this beautiful Ankh piece that I bought from him as well. So anyway, there is something there for everyone. Now, I was surprised that there were no CMOS vendors. So I was like, wow, that would have been an opportunity for me to have my brand there, Celestial CMOS. So that may be something I am going to shoot for next year. I do have some time to get that together. I have my logo. I just have to, um, get the CMOS and get the jars and whatever supplies I'm gonna need to actually keep everything cool. Um, so there was also um, a juice bar, a fresh juice vendor there as well. And I love my fresh juices. I supported them for sure. And they had insulated bags. So that was something that I can also utilize for mine. They had a freezer there as well to keep their product fresh and cold. But their juices were really good. I love the green juice. They also had other juices like watermelon and a tea mix. But for me, I love the green juice. That's my thing. Um, Anything else, usually is too sweet for me. But I will try something once. And so anyway, I also want to speak to, of course, 19 Keys. When he spoke, his message was profound. And Magic Johnson and Steve Harvey. And also Issa Rae was great. But I will say that the three that I really took from in terms of people who are known are Steve Harvey, Magic Johnson, 19 Keys, and then the other two workshops that I attended. Also, there was a lady, I can't remember her name. I know her first name is Alicia, but she was speaking on AI, and I only caught 15 minutes, the end of her presentation, and phenomenal. So I don't know if Earn Your Leisure has the full 3 days on their channel. You can look for that, InvestFest 2025. But I do encourage anyone who is thinking about having a business, who, even if you are a real estate investor, that's a business because those are tax deductions. There's a lot of benefits from being a property owner. And, as long as you're renting it, you're managing the property, or you're paying for people to manage the property, that's all expenses that you can put under as a business. And you can get write-offs and tax incentives. And of course, the more properties you own, you could just end up working for yourself. So you don't have to, if you're able to have multi-properties, you can actually, that can be your income. But you can, if you're building toward that, if that's a dream of yours, that's a goal of yours, it is attainable. Just seeing so many, being in the presence of and networking, and just even if you're not networking and speaking to those people, but the energy in that place, in those rooms, walking from, room to room, walking from the marketplace to the next presentation, just being in the presence of people who are successful, being in the presence of abundance, being in the presence of Black people who are doing well, or Black people who are wanting the same. We all want financial freedom. We all want to make money. We want to work for ourselves. It's just learning that and just being in that space, in that environment. That in itself was a divine and sacred and spiritual experience for me. And that's what I needed. And Magic Johnson, let me tell y'all something. At the end of his presentation, and I love how he acknowledged and gave his flowers, gave flowers, gave love and showed love to Rashad and Troy for starting InvestFest and getting so many people out, encouraging so many people, over 25,000 people, and just every stage, every presentation was they had something for music artists. They had a fashion show, a designer from Ghana, and that was also a full circle moment for me because I've been to Ghana twice this year. So, and I want to do business in Ghana. I feel that doing business internationally will be lucrative for me. You don't have to just do business here in the US. You can expand. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay. And whatever you say you want to do, the Most High is going to make it happen. The Most High is going to put people and experiences in your path so that you can move forward with your goals. That's part of the manifestation. Once you speak it and once you write it, whatever it is you want to do in life, with your life, it's going to come together. If it's meant for you, it's going to come together. I feel like when you think it, that's the first start of manifesting, because that is a divine message you're receiving from the universe, from the Most High. So whatever it is you want to do, don't be scared. Let this message encourage you. Let this message be that from the Most High, from the universe, confirming that what you need to do next, what you have been thinking about doing, what you wrote down, what you spoke on, move forward with it. It's going to happen. Put things in motion. I don't know who I'm speaking to. I don't know who's going to hear this, but please know that you have to put the steps in motion. You do. If there's something that you want to do, you have to invest in that. You have to invest in yourself. It's not going to happen unless you invest in yourself. So if there's any conferences, conventions, classes that you want to do, you want to take, aside from, you can only get so much from YouTube, but that's a start. YouTube is a start. Social media is a start. That's the spark sometimes. And whatever you can get that is free, because I know, things can be expensive, but honestly, the $200 that I spent, now it was $250, but then there was a discount code that Ian had provided on one of the Market Mondays, I believe. And that code took $50 off. So I paid $200 for, the most phenomenal conference I've ever been to. That was just really focused on wealth building for the melanated people, the Black people. And I've never been to one like it, ever. I've been to Circle of Sisters. I've been to, I think the curly. There was another festival I went to in Brooklyn, New York, but it was based around hair care for Black women, Black people. And that was great too. That was great to see, so many Black owned hair care brands, right? Natural hair care brands. But to be in this space for 3 days, 3 full days. And there was no experience I've had like it. And I do encourage anyone to go. And there were people, the majority were Black people, but there were other ethnicities there as well. But for my Black people, this is a conference you should invest in. InvestFest 2026. You definitely need to be there. I'm going to leave it there. Do your research. I believe it's investfest.com, but I'm not sure. But just Google InvestFest. It'll come up. And the tickets, like I said, are now 50% off. So it went up to $300, but paying $150, oh man, let me tell you, it's very much worth it. And you can get your tickets early. And then you still have time to purchase your ticket to travel, to fly to Atlanta. Or if you prefer to drive, do that too. Get a group of you together, business owners. Go to InvestFest next year. Go to InvestFest next year. And as I said, I may want to be a vendor next year. So that's something that I'm going to try to focus on. But even if I'm not a vendor next year, I still may attend. But I was inspired to actually get my brand together for next year. All right. So have a good evening. And I'll be on here at some point again. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.